Does Gopika need to switch on her camera or what?
Ma'am, this is my account that could be removed. I am using this account.
You can start, Deepika.
Okay. So very good evening to all. I, Deepika Bhatia, Program Coordinator, welcome you all on behalf of Anon Global Foundation for the final presentation session of internship program offered by Anon. I'm sure all the interns must have had their best of efforts in this 15 days training program and had an extraordinary experience while working on their topics. I would like to welcome our jury members, Ms. Aparna Sahai. She's a retired civil servant and an activist championing the cause of gender equality, good governance, and sustainable development. She has her specialization in environment, gender, education, and governance. Currently, she is serving as Secretary Sandhan, which is Society for Study of Education and Development, a technical resource institution with pan-India presence. She is also chairman of Sara and Manthan, which is an NGO in Rajasthan involved in social action for rural advancement through natural resource management. Second, we have with us is Dr. Alka Saxena. Dr. Alka Saxena is an MBBS from Lady Hardinge Medical College, New Delhi, has 25 years of experience working in health and wellness sector and educational institutions. She is an insightful learner and an avid advocate of socio-emotional well-being of children. She attended various forums to develop a deep understanding of child behavior. She is currently working as the Deputy Director, Health and Wellness, Blue Wells Group of Schools, Gurugram. I thank both the jury members for their valuable time. Now moving on, as we are aware that all our team of interns was divided amongst various groups and has been allocated different topics. So today we have team Senorita who will be sharing their ideas, views on the art of saying no. We have with us the following interns: Isha Kukreja from Delhi, Sanjay Murli Krishnan, Karnataka, Chetan Savalakhe, Maharashtra, Gopika S, Kerala, Arunima Pandey, Delhi. The team is mentored by Mrs. Shami Pruthi. Mrs. Shami is a dynamic professional with a 17 plus years of rich experience in leadership position in junior wing of well-known private schools. She is a postgraduate in English literature from MD University and has done MSc Educational Studies from University of Glasgow. She has done her dissertation research in sustainable well-being. Revisioning education, she has also developed K-12 curriculum for sustainable well-being for Indian schools. Now, I request the team to please come forward and kindly start the presentation.
Okay, so I'll be doing the screen sharing. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
So, good evening, everyone, and a happy new year to all. Respected jury members and the esteemed members of Anand Global and YWCA India, and all the attendees present here. Team Senorita gladly welcomes you to the team presentation, The Art of Saying No. First, meet our team members, Isha Kukreja, Arnima Pandey, Chetan Murli, Chetan Savalakhe, Sanjay Murli, myself Gopika, and our mentor, Ms. Shami Pruthi. Moving on.
We would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to Anand Global Foundation and YWCA India. We would like to express our special thanks to Ms. Aarti Girdhar, Founder President, Anand Global Foundation. We thank our mentor, Ms. Shami Pruthi, whose invaluable resources helped in the completion of this research. Nonetheless, we would like to thank each and everyone who directly or indirectly contributed to this research project. Thank you, one and all.
So, in this project, we'll first be covering why it is so hard to say no, followed by the neurology of saying yes and no.
We would be exploring what does the word no mean and why do we tend to say yes when we want to say no.
After that, we'll be learning some tips and tricks on saying no effectively and followed by a survey analysis.
After survey analysis, we would be unlocking the mystery of our name Rita and would be concluding our presentation with no's that created history.
And with our mentor's view and giving in the final key takeaways, we'll be ending this presentation.
ये कैसा क्वेश्चन है यार?
कितन क्या कर रहे हो? You seem busy. क्या हुआ?
एक्चुअली मैं फ्रेंड का असाइनमेंट कंप्लीट कर रहा.
Friend का assignment? What happened?
एक्चुअली आई डिडंट से नो टू हिम.
Oh, why can't you say no? Why is it so hard to say no? Let's talk about why is it so hard to say no?
Gopika, please unmute yourself.
There is just two letters that can make a long-term impact in a person's life, and it's so simple as N. Oh, no.
Gopika, what is your first memory of no? Do you remember?
First memory of saying no, or I remember first when I heard no. When I asked my mama one day, Mama, can I have some candy? She said, no, beta, you will spoil your teeth and your stomach. It made me very upset. But on the same day, I asked her, Mama, can I go over for a sleepover at my friend's house? She again said no. Bar ek hi din no sunni padi, and that too to such a cute child like me.
It's okay. It happens to everyone. Hearing repeated no's since childhood can make you dread the word no and you feel bad whenever you hear it or whenever you say it. And do you know, there's also very fun science behind the reason why you are still salty about these memories.
Oh, really? So then let's look into it.
Yes, humans are natural warriors. The teeny tiny part of our brain acts as a command center for our emotions and motivations. Majority of the neurons consisting amygdala detect the negative experience and store them in a long-time memory.
The two halves of our brain are believed to play different roles in emotional processing, but the specific contribution of each hemisphere continues to be debated. The valence-specific hypothesis posits that the left hemisphere is specialized for processing positive emotions, while the right hemisphere is specialized for the negative emotions. We would like to know what the word no means to you. Chetan, why don't you tell us?
मुझे ऐसा फील होता है जैसे कि कोई मुझे रिजेक्ट कर रहा है हमेशा.
When someone says no to me, I feel like I'm not important to them at all.
Exactly. Majority of us, after hearing the word no, feels that we have been rejected by the society. We feel that we are not loved, we are not cared by our parents, by our siblings, or by our loved ones. We often feel that we are not as important as others are. We often get the feeling of denial. We often get the feeling that we have been neglected. When the brain hears the word no, brain stores this word no in the term of negativity.
I think maybe this feeling of negativity makes it not only difficult to hear the word no, but there have been many a times when we really wanted to say yes, but we have ended up saying, when we really wanted to say no, we ended up saying yes.
Why do you say yes when you really want to say no deep inside? Again, we would like to ask, do you end up saying yes when you really wanted to say no?
I do end up saying yes when I really wanted to say no because I always fear that I'm going to lose my loved ones. I always fear that I may hurt them.
If I say no, I feel so guilty afterwards that I end up saying yes.
लोगों को इम्प्रेस करने के लिए हम सब चीजों को हाँ कहते जाते हैं एंड ऐसे करते करते we become a people pleaser. We try to impress others and ourselves, but inside we are actually terrified, depressed, and even dying to say no.
Yes, sometimes it is fear of hurting someone that makes us accept something we don't want to. Like we feel some kind of attachment to the other person that we never want to be guilty of hurting that person. जैसे कौन चाहता है कि अपने मम्मा पापा को hurt करे?
At times we would have been doing something for a long time that we mistakes as our duty and that we don't have any option other rather than doing it. In return, we also accept others to reciprocate the same.
Or take sometimes when we feel it as an advantage that we are having an upper hand by accepting the other person's request, and the next time the person owes us a favor whenever we ask.
So, these are the reasons which make us to say yes when we really want to know, when we really want to say no. But the impact of saying yes makes us regret even more. The impacts of saying yes. Other people's priorities take precedence over ours. Mere acquaintances, people who barely know us, will crowd our time, and we will not be able to give the time to our loved ones, like our family, like our friends. We will end up getting stressed or frustrated. We will have no time to rest or rejuvenate. We will not be able to say yes to the really important things.
Oh no, so much stress about because of saying yes all the time. I don't want that.
Don't worry, Baba. There's always a way of saying no, and that too effectively.
Cushion your no with kindness. Try saying this sounds like a great opportunity, but I have to pass. Thank you for considering me.
So with reason, for example, I can handle meeting for you this afternoon and I have the assignment to finish.
Try being brief but not brusque. Try saying, instead of saying a blunt no, you can say, sadly, I'm afraid I can't help with that.
Leave the door cracked. Thanks. I love to speak at your event, but the timing this year is no good. Will you please keep me in mind when you organize next year's event?
Offer an alternative. For example, you can say, I can't pick the weekend shift for you this time, but I can still cover for you Monday if you still need a day to recover.
Before moving on, we would like to inform you that we conducted a survey analysis on the topic The Art of Saying No. These are the results and analysis.
We have received a total 200 responses. Majority of participants are teenagers lying in the measure of 15 to 20 years of age group, and 70 to 5% are female. Because कुड़ियों का जमाना है, कुड़ियां तो आगे रहेंगी ही. And without further ado, let's just dive into the main survey.
60% of our survey participants identified themselves as ambiverts. Hence, we can say the responses are not from the perspective of an extremely shy or outgoing person, but something that majority of us can relate to. According to the responses, 19.5% participants were completely comfortable with saying no, while 28.5% have a hard time declining the request, and the majority sometimes find it hard to say no.
Yes, you won't believe it, Aruna, but according to our next third survey question, there are only 5% of people who can say no when they really want to say no. And we can see 65% of people sometimes say yes when they want to say no. According to our next survey questions, 42% of our respondents found it hard to say no to family, while 37.5% face a tough time saying no to friends. This is probably because we hope to have a long-term relationships with these people, and we do not ruin it with a bitter no.
Yeah, a bitter no. Probably this is why only 10% of our respondents go for a blunt no, while 50.5% prefer a sugar-coated polite no. Most of us fear saying a straightforward no to avoid being judged as harsh and rude. Well, personally, I agree with the 39.5% people who say no with an alternative. You can get out of a situation without leaving someone hanging off a cliff.
Okay. I saying no doesn't mean seem so hard. Now let's just assume I said no. It's over now. That's it.
Oh no, that is where the story begins. As we see in the next question, 51.5% people overthink after saying no. They find it really hard to relax or let go. Most of us become restless and end up either changing our no to a yes or repeatedly apologizing.
Oh, I relate that. According to the responses we received for the next question, the fear of losing or hurting their loved ones makes people say yes, even when they want to say no. Apart from this, the desire to please, guilt, experience, and after saying no, need of power and reciprocation are others reasons that makes one a yes man. We had given our participant a situation where they had to choose response to an invitation to pandemic. 33% of the respondents choose to fake an excuse and 31.5% accepted the offer. These responses validate the previous responses on how fear of losing or hurting someone sometimes make us risk our own and others' well-being too.
Gave our respondents another situation. We offered when offered to smoke or drink or engage in an unethical act, 73% of our respondents claimed that they never accepted. The 6.5% of our respondents who always give in are the praise of peer pressure. Every survey participant agreed that children should be taught to maintain a healthy boundary. Failure in maintaining healthy boundaries can make us vulnerable to plethora of negative impacts. The most dreaded of them all, peer pressure. Peer pressure is a serious issue which we will be discussing later.
After the analysis of various surveys conducted by us, it is quite evident that majority of us face the difficulty of saying no and how to say no. But all we have to do is to look back and reflect at the choices that we have made in our lives. Our life is a reflection of our choices. In order to do so, we unlock the mystery of our name, Rita. R stands for reflect, I for integrity, T for trust, and A for act. These four elements will be touched upon in the upcoming slides.
Now, let's hop on to the first step of Rita, that is reflect.
Isha, I have a question. What comes to your mind when you hear the word reflect?
When I hear the word reflect, the very first thing that comes in my mind is a mirror. I stand in front of a mirror whenever I am sad or whenever I am upset. I talk to myself, I try to console myself, and I try to calm. It feels personal, you know.
That's a very good approach, Isha. But do you know reflection does not only mean the reflection of a mirror. It can also, sometimes imply the reflection of one's thoughts.
How can, reflection be about oneself? How can we do that? How can one reflect one's thought, Gopika?
See, in order to reflect your actual thoughts, you just have to follow the 3 P's.
3 P's? What are the 3 P's?
The 3 P's, they are so simple. It's pause, ponder, and prioritize. And up first is pause. When someone asks you for a favor, you don't give yourself the time to think. We often pull the trigger and jump to a yes without even thinking of the consequences.
Oh yes, and by doing it, we might even jump to the wrong conclusion, which others and later on we will regret that we had made the wrong decision.
Right. कहा भी जाता है ना 10 बार सोचो करने से पहले.
Pause is just a simple process to give yourself a time out. Imagine your mind as a traffic road where it is blocked by all the unwanted thoughts. So clear all the unwanted thoughts patiently and think what you really want to do.
In order to clear our mind, we have to filter our choices first, right? So let's take a moment and then ponder.
The very first basic question that we all need to ponder is, to whom are you trying to say no to? It is a very broad question, so let's narrow it down into the following choices.
Yes, see, we all have 2 sets of people in our life. One is our family, our close ones, and the other set are our friends, colleagues, acquaintances, and at times even ourselves.
Now, let's look back to the question number 1. Whom are you trying to say no to? Are you trying to say no to your family? Consider this, ponder on this. Will it matter to me 5 years down the line?
See, if you're saying no to your family right now, imagine it's going to benefit you even after 5 years down the line. Then one can contemplate on saying no to them. But if it's not benefiting, then don't worry, you can still think about it. After all, family is the most important thing in our life. And now let's consider the
That
following.
we are trying to say no to our friends, our colleagues, our acquaintances. Or what if you are trying to say no to oneself? We often talk about how to say no to others, for example, our friends, our colleagues, our acquaintances, but we often forget we are also the one participating in it. We also need to say no to ourselves. We also need to say no to addictions, our unhealthy habits. So, how one can say no to your addictions or yourself or your unhealthy habits? So, when you face a kind of a situation, let's ponder on these sets of questions.
What does my intuition say? What does my intuition say? Because I know that my intuition never fails me, that I can trust my intuition. If it's saying no, then it's telling me something, that it's a sign that I should say no.
Does it align with my values? Everyone is born with some values. We all have some values which makes us unique. But you need to question yourself whenever you are in a dilemma. Does it align with your values? If yes, then please go ahead. But if it doesn't, you really need to ponder on this. That are you going to do the right thing or not? Is it aligning with your values or not?
Yes. And the next question is, does it fit with my goals? Know what your goal is and remember, work hard to achieve your goals. You can contemplate on saying no to them if they are not fitting in with your goal. Anything that doesn't fit with your goal is not necessary in your life.
Do I have the time to do this? We all are very familiar with this. समय किसी के लिए नहीं रुकता. Time doesn't wait for anyone. So if the time permits you to do this work, then please do it. But if it doesn't allow you, then why to waste the time? You can simply say no politely.
Yes. And the last question is, if I do this work, what will I not be doing? So, what will I be missing if I do something like some work given by my friend? What if something that I'm missing is more important? Will I be able to gain more from doing this than what I'm losing? If you are, then it won't be logical to say yes. And thus, by pondering on these questions, we'll be able to decide with confidence. So, this is just a small part of all the things we have to say. There is a bigger picture against injustice where no should completely mean no.
Never be afraid to raise voice against injustice. If we will not raise our voice against injustice, then who will?
Has anyone wondered how many times the value of consent is not being respected in the households of the society? The increasing cases of domestic violence just shows that the person is not being allowed the right to stand up for themselves.
No is not just a word. It is a statement, a powerful statement, a complete sentence, a one word which everyone should understand. No completely means no.
And so we should learn how to put ourselves before anyone else. And thus we come to the last P, and that is prioritize. For that, I would like all of you to join me for an activity. Is everyone able to see this?
Yes.
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 Do you know what this is? These are big pile of rocks in a jar. Okay? So tell me when it's full, okay?
It's
Okay.
full.
Okay.
It's full? Let's see. Are you sure it's full?
Yeah, it is full.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do?
It's completely full now.
It's full.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is full.
What are you
What
trying
are
to
you doing now?
Why are you doing this?
Right? The sand would be taking all the smaller parts. So now is it full?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
cannot see
Yeah.
even a little space in it. What are you trying to do?
Imagine our life as this jar, okay? And the bigger parts in this, the bigger stones, those are our priorities, our family, our close ones. And all the smaller parts, they are your friends and your close ones. And then tell me what this would be. The sand.
And
All your unwanted thoughts?
Yeah, these are the tiny, teeny, unwanted thoughts that you never wish for in your life, but still you are facing them. So imagine what happens if you fill all the sand first and then the smaller stones. Would you have time for your priorities?
No.
No.
Oh,
no.
No, they are going to occupy all your time, all your, best moments, and they are going to ruin it with stress, very much sadness, and leaves nothing for your loved ones. So prioritize what you need. Family comes first in everyone's life, then our close ones. Don't think over the petty things that we feel and we see in our daily life. And finally,
wait, what is that?
What is it?
Why?
it's just a bit of coffee.
Coffee? What are you trying to say with the coffee?
Oh, I just meant that whatever or however busy you are, never forget to have a coffee with your friends.
Oh.
So that's how you prioritize. And with prioritize, we have filled our third P. And let's move on to the second step, that is integrity.
Now let's move on to the second step of Rita, that is integrity.
Integrity? What is it?
Integrity is being honest to oneself. It is doing what you believe is right.
Right. Looking at generally, we can say integrity is what you think and say is congruent with what you feel and believe, also with what you do.
But Isha, there have been many times when I would be feeling something and thinking of something else. What to do? My heart and brain are never on the same page.
I totally agree with that. During the lockdown, I faced a dilemma. You know what? I had gained a lot of weight and I decided to switch on a healthy lifestyle. Every morning, my heart says, no, lay on the bed. And my brain was the one who pushed me to an early jog.
I so relate to that. A night before my exam, my heart and brain go on a war. The heart wants to sleep, but the brain, it has to study all the time.
Our heart goes for the emotion and our brain goes for the logic. That is why we end up in peer pressure. Let's watch a movie to understand it better.
Now let's watch a movie. So interesting to watch a movie.
Yes, it is.
Who's this? Yes, I'm definitely going to go to the party. Haha.
Hey Gopika, it's time to party.
No, we have an exam in 2 days. If we will go, we will not be able to focus on our syllabus and we will surely not be able to get good marks. Please don't go. Remember, you have an exam in 2 days.
No, right now, how will your friends feel? Aren't they your best friends?
you're gonna hurt them? No, you cannot say no. Just go, it'll be fun.
Oh, you are so emotional. Grow up, heart. Grow up.
What do you know about emotions? They're always so serious. You never enjoy anything.
Doesn't have any space for all the fun, love, and soft pieces. You have to be practical at every step of the way. Be practical.
Oh, I'm so confused. What to do and what not to do. Instinct, tell me what to do.
Relax, just breathe. Reflect what you are going to do. Does it align with your values?
They might force me for a drink of tea. I'm not interested in that.
Does it fit your goals?
My goal is to, score good marks in these exams. Going to the party won't help.
Do you have time to party?
No, I barely have time to finish the syllabus. I don't have time to party.
Oh, you already knew the answer. You were just not ready to admit it.
You're right. I should call them up. Hey, so I won't be able to come to the party. I have exams after 2 days. I hope you will understand. Okay, bye. So let's go back instead.
Are you also one of those who's juggling between the heart and the brain, whether you say yes or no? Like most young people are juggling and struggling to figure out whether to give it to the peer pressure and the pressures of their own unhealthy habits, behavior patterns. Well, the answer lies within us. We need to reflect and ask ourselves the right questions. Having got your answers from your intuition, your mind, your brain, your heart will get integrated, and you will be able to set your priorities. Having set your priorities, just go ahead, trust yourself, act with full conviction.
That was our movie. How was it?
It was so relatable.
Yes.
So, peer pressure.
Okay, so now we're going to be highlighting one of the most important aspects in our presentation, which is peer pressure. Everyone can relate to what peer pressure is all about. There can be a positive impact as well as a negative impact, but most of us succumb to the negative to the negative aspect of peer pressure. So in this presentation, we have highlighted some of the most negative impacts of peer pressure, and they are the following. So we have low self-confidence. Peer pressure can take a normally self-confident child and make him or her someone who is not sure about themselves, and they'll make sure that they have low self-esteem. And number two, we have an impact on their academics. For teenagers, it is important that they are accepted by their peer group. This in turn has an effect on their academics because they think that study-oriented students won't look cool in others' eyes. Number three, we have dangerous habits. Extreme forms of peer pressure propagate bad habits such as alcohol consumption, smoking, drug abuse, etc. At this point in time, long-term consequences don't really occur to them, and by the time the realization hits them, it may be too late. At times, it is common for teenagers to think that nobody understands them and that the whole world is against them. They shut themselves off from their family and friends, and they fall into bad company. Sometimes the impact of peer pressure on teenagers is so bad that they can hardly stand to be in their own skin. They become depressed and anxious. In such instances, teenagers undergoing peer pressure may physically or mentally harm themselves.
So, peer pressure cannot be avoided, nor should children be wrapped in cotton wool and kept away like precious figurines. But children have to be taught how to maintain healthy boundaries, and that saying no is not bad. Standing up to your values will not make you seem as a conservative or a shy person.
So now let's look at the ways to handle peer pressure. Know when to say no.
And follow your heart, but also take your brain with you.
Practice saying no when it is required.
Strengthen your values and your ethics.
Build self-confidence and don't be ashamed of yourselves.
And when in need, get support from a trusted adult. So, with this, we can jump to trust.
Now we will jump to trust now. Then we just go through the trust, what trust teaches.
Believing in yourself means having faith in your own capabilities. When you believe in yourself, you can overcome self-doubt and have the confidence to take action and get things done.
People often mistake dependency with trust, but it is not so. Recognize your own emotional needs and do the work, get them met with it. It is not realistic to expect another person to meet all of your needs all the time.
Listen to your inner voice. Trust your gut.
Knowing your own strengths and weakness gives you a better understanding of yourself and how you function, hence helping you makes better decision.
Mind traps makes us underestimate our abilities. Don't get caught in them.
Don't be afraid for making mistakes. Sometimes mistakes can become the best decision of your life.
Own your decisions. Be aware of what you want. Make a choice and stand by it. Trust yourself.
Now, we have climbed to the final step of Rita, that is act.
As we have heard many times, it is easier to preach than to practice.
It might be difficult, but it is not possible to achieve with the 3 C's.
3 C's. First, clarity. Clarity means that one should be clear with their journey. They should have an understanding what they are doing, what they want to be. They should have clarity of purpose, clarity of goals, clarity of mission. Thus, they should not spend time running in the circles and in the same old ground. They should not be caught in the mind traps.
Courage. It takes courage to act. Courage mandates that one make every single minute matter. While a fair amount of good old fear, uncertainty, and doubt may exist, courage enables one to act in spite of it.
Number 3, we have conviction. Having a firm self-belief is crucial in the journey to achieve greatness. Conviction is needed and must be absolute. Unwavering conviction indicates that one is doing the right thing and one is on the right path.
After practicing these 3 C's, you'll have the confidence to say no. With this, we come to the end of the subtle art of saying no. And if we improve this art, who knows? We'll be making the historic no's.
Historic knows. How can no create a history? Doesn't make any sense.
Okay, I'll give you a clue on someone who did make a historic no. Guess. खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वो तो
झांसी वाली रानी
थी।
बट झांसी वाली रानी ने ऐसा क्या किया जिससे उन्होंने इतना बड़ा इम्पैक्ट दिया नो से उनके नो ने?
Remember, she said no against the British. कहा था मैं अपनी झांसी नहीं दूंगी. She fought them fearlessly.
Oh, right. I have one more person in mind. Guess this. Be the change you want to see in the nation.
Mahatma
Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi.
Yes, Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation, said no to violence. He said no to foreign goods and also led the great non-cooperation movement. His no's created the India we see today.
Now we are grateful to him, so is Africa. That is Nelson Mandela, who always said it always seems impossible until it's done. His strong no against apartheid helped change the cruel face of racism.
Acha, I also know one such a great leader of our nation. जिंदगी तो सिर्फ अपने कंधे पर जी जाती है, दूसरे के कंधे पर तो सिर्फ जनाजे उठते हैं। भगत सिंह भगत सिंह तो अमर है हमारे मन में। द वे ही रिफ्यूज टू सरेंडर टू द ब्रिटिश इज रियली इंस्पिरेशनल।
Who can forget the great Sikh Guru Gobind Singh Ji and his Char Sahibzade, and who fought against the tyranny of Aurangzeb? We all are familiar with this quote. Sawa lakh se ek ladu, tabe Gobind Singh naam kahu.
All these people have one thing in common. That is, they said no to a bigger reason. They said no to injustice. They trusted their gut, their instinct. They saw the benefits of saying no. They saw the greatness that could be achieved by a small no. This is what we urge today's youth. Say no for a greater good, something that's above any of us, a no that can change the history and make everyone use this word for a betterment of tomorrow. Say no for the goodness.
Now we would like to invite our mentor, Ms. Sangvi Pruthi ma'am, to take over.
Thank you very much. And know that created history. It was really phenomenal job that you did. And it is really important for us to follow our moral compass. Stand up for what we believe in, the ethics, the morality that govern our lives. So the team Senorita has been doing a phenomenal job. Looking at the camaraderie with which they seamlessly pass through all the slides is really, appreciable. But I have something else to say. Saying no is in vogue in the present times, and the young people think it's cool and they feel empowered when they say no. But the story is entirely different when they are on the receiving end or when they hear a no. They forget all their logic, their reasoning, and reflection. So you would think now what I'm saying now is contradicting the entire thing that the team built up, putting in all their efforts. But no, what I want to bring to your attention is that it is the other side of the coin of the art of saying no is the art of hearing no. So we need to press the pause button, reflect before we react, and respond to a no that is passed on to us. And this is especially true when it concerns our family, our loved ones. That is where we need to reflect and weigh our options before jumping to a blunt no. So in the takeaways of this presentation, we are also analyzing what we need to know about being told no. A no a no for now isn't necessarily a no forever. We can always go back to it, or somebody who has said no to us, we can always go back to them. Respect someone's priorities and boundaries of their time. Look at the long game. Everything in life is about relationships. Also, no is a complete sentence, but then you can always put a comma also when you are dealing with your family. It's important to respect that the person on the other end is entitled to an answer that they also please, and kindness goes a long way. So be kind, not only say no, but also get into the habit of hearing no. So thank you very much, team. You really helped me go through this research process very well. And I appreciate all the job that you have, all the hard work you have put in. Can we just show in the sources from where we have collected our information? Can we go to the last slide before we go to? So these are the sources from where we collected our information that was all used in the slides above. So we are open for question and answer session.
And before we open to the question and answer session round, we also have one thing that we would like to express our gratitude. So can we have that? Then we'll move to the question and answer round.
Absolutely. And then you can put the slide, the PPT.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Before ending this presentation, we would like to express our heartfelt thanks for giving us a chance to express our views on this topic.
The life skills we learned in the past few weeks will help us grow as a person and do better in our life.
I have
We learned how teamwork can make even great mountains seem so small.
I have learned effective communication skills in the last 2 weeks in this internship.
We learned that it is okay to make mistakes, but we should always learn from that mistakes.
We all will forever be grateful for this team, our mentor, and YWCA and NN Global Foundation, because in this course and internship, because we earned us so much more than experience, we gained a new friends also. So thank you so much.
So with this, we are ending our presentation and we would like to open the floor for the question answer round. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shami ma'am, and to all you young minds for this wonderful presentation you just have given us. So I would like to welcome Aparna ma'am to share her views and ask the interns whatever you want to ask.
Well, I would like to ask girls, was their reaction different from the boys in regard to saying no? Is it also is it engendered that girls say yes more often? Because in your surveys, the number of girls was more, and maybe it was a skewed survey or whatever, but in general, you have your classmates, you have your friends. Would you just open up about it? Are girls more prone to say yes than boys? And boys can also tell me.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to take some points from our survey. As you know, a majority, like 72, almost 72% of our survey were participants were girls or women to be exact. And they all said, most of them said that it is difficult in saying no. One of the reasons that I can think of personally is the background that we have, grown up. We grow up in India, we respect our cultures, and for a long time, we girls, we were having some, not as girl children, but there was emphasis that ladkiyon ko, they shouldn't, go against the wishes of their parents or their family. There was something that had cultural impact in children, mainly girls, we can say, that made them, repress their no, and boys being a bit rebellious and showing on their nose.
Well, thank you so much. I think then context becomes, the setting becomes very important, because till now you were talking, the movie was also about going to the party. So there are situations, there are settings where you feel that you want to say no and you can't say no, because these could be major decisions for your life also. What field of education to go in, whether to opt for arts or medicine or engineering or architecture, or it is the question of marriage or whatever. So that is why I asked this question.
Yes, ma'am, you are absolutely right. There comes many times in our life when we have to answer the bigger questions, like those can change your life. When we are, our family is asking for a marriage proposal, or for instance, what stream to choose after your higher educations, we have to make the right decision. Otherwise, it is our life that is going to be affected. So it takes us time to pause and to reflect on what we think. But it's not only important of what we think, we have to hear the other side, because as ma'am said in our key takeaways, there is equal importance in saying and also listening to what the other person is saying.
Cool. Thank you. Any of the young men would like to answer?
Sure, ma'am. So what I personally feel is men in general are more bold-headed, and I feel that they know what they want from life slightly more compared to women in general, because for a few instances I've seen it with my family members and friends as well. So since we like know what we are doing and what we feel is right, we tend to say no a little more bluntly and a little more abrupt, and we don't like take too much time to like think about if we have hurt the other person or not. I think that's just the nature of men.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aparna ma'am. May I please call Alka ma'am to share her views?
Thank you, Deepika. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate the team and the mentor for putting together a very beautiful and a very creative presentation. So the way you presented, there was not a moment when I lost interest. It was very well rehearsed between you. So there was a lot of team coordination that I saw, and you were, very easily flowing. There was a lot of flow in your session, is what I would say. So that was very beautifully done. And I would also say that many of the things that you talked about, whether it is the 3C or the meaning of say no, Rita. So that I was also wondering that what is behind this. So that was also very beautifully explained. And and the 3 Ps that you talked about. One thing which I'd like to ask you is that you talked about peer pressure and you talked about negative peer pressure. Can you also give some examples of positive peer pressure? Do you know that there's something called positive peer pressure?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I answer?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
The positive impact of the peer pressure, I will relate it with my life. I'm a person who needs some push for some activity. So I never really take part in everything. I have many friends in a positive peer pressure impact. One of them talked about Anand. She had already worked here. She had already done the internships, but I was not up for any another internship, and I was looking for my I'll manage it on my own. She said, "You have the time, do it. It will कुछ नया." There is always a platform where you learn something. Learning never stops. So go on, you'll definitely learn something. And this why I feel that, okay, that was the best step that I made in my life. And I'll always be grateful that I took this internship. And I learned so much. So I feel that this is a positive peer pressure impact that I had in my life.
Okay, thank you for sharing that, Disha, and so beautifully relating it to your own experience and to your own life. That is what life skills is. Yes, Chetan, you want to say something?
मैम एक्चुअली मुझे अपना पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करना है. एक्चुअली मैम मैं 4 साल पहले 12th पास आउट हो चुका हूँ, और एक्चुअली मैंने लाइफ में कभी नहीं सोचा था कि मैं इंजीनियरिंग करूंगा. मुझे जब क्लास में मैम वगैरह पूछते थे आपका एम क्या है, तो मैं यही बोलता था 10th में 12th में कि मैं इंजीनियरिंग छोड़ के सब कुछ करूंगा. बट जब 12th के बाद ऐसी सिचुएशन आई कि जब घर वालों ने बोले कि तुम इंजीनियरिंग करो, तो मैम मैं उस टाइम नो नहीं बोल पाया. सो ये बहुत बड़ा इम्पैक्ट हुआ मैम, और आज मैं फाइनल ईयर हूँ मैम इंजीनियरिंग के.
ओके.
पर अच्छा लग रहा है आपको, इतना दुखी तो नहीं.
Okay, so you gave some examples of saying no, which you took from history. Can you give some examples from today's time, where somebody has said no and it has had an impact? Can you also think of some examples? Yes. Yes, Gopika.
The first one I can remember is Greta Thunberg, the environmentalist. She said no for a good reason. Even at her age, she stood up against climate change, and her voice was so audible even to the highest ranks of the UN.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for sharing that, Gopika. Okay, one more thing that I'd like to say to you is that the responsibility of saying no, when we say no to somebody, or the responsibility of bringing about any change in our life, lies with us only. Because if you really look at the word responsibility, it is responsibility. So when you talked about reflect, So, that's the difference between reacting and responding. When you react, you just react according to your conditioning. But when you respond, you take time to reflect. So one more example, which I'd like to, to take away with you, something that I'd like you to take away with you is that think of your brain living in your palm. So, you talked about the amygdala. So the amygdala, consider this to be the amygdala. You can all see my palm. Yes. Yeah. And this is your frontal cortex, which is the part which is for reasoning. So what happens with us is when somebody says something to us, we all have our triggers, or we all have our emotional moments, I would say. So sometimes, that trigger, whether it is that you want to refuse to somebody, or sometimes when we get angry about something. So what happens is that this opens up. When the trigger is pressed, and the button is pressed, this opens up like this, and the amygdala gets exposed. So what we have to do is wait for the reasoning to come back. And that is the time we need to reflect, right? So wait for the reasoning to come back. So that is the time that you really, between your stimulus and response, that is the time that you need to take. So you can, what you talked about, reflection. So again, I would like to congratulate Anand for putting together a very, I think it's a commendable work that you are doing, Ms. Aarti and the whole team of Anand. And all of you have really put a very beautiful presentation. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much.
I think it was excellent understanding and excellent presentation.
Absolutely.
I would just like to add one more
ma'am.
thing, especially in this digital age. Saying no on digital platforms is very critical, very important. And I would also suggest that if you have any younger friends, beginning with 2 years, 3 years, they should also learn to say no. There are crimes against children, crimes against girls, and it happens that these people are vulnerable. So they should learn it from the very beginning. And congratulations, Shamiji, you've done a great job. Congratulations, Aarti.
Thank you, jury members. May I please call Aarti ma'am to say a few words regarding the presentation?
Yeah, thank you, Shami ma'am. I was expecting out of this topic how these children, how these young people can go into the depth, because I cannot think of such a kind of depth that they have gone. So actually an eye-opener, and I will be taking this topic in the schools also, because there is a need to make them understand how strong the impact of no in their life and others' life also. So
Aarti ji, the team is phenomenal. Yeah. And they just did it so well. They would tell me, ma'am, aap is din aa jana, is time aa jana. And they did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, it is reflected, the emotions, the way their hand movement, their gestures, everything is reflecting to be 100% of their effort. So I was never expecting being in the college, these students are sincere enough to do such kind of effort. Now I am actually
Their understanding is
the kind of teamwork they are doing. Yeah.
Kudos. Thank you. Thank you, team.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
We will in our further programs also. So we will not be leaving such champions to go.
We would love to be a part of Anand.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we made such good friends, ma'am. It never felt like we haven't met before.
Okay.
So
great.
good to be a part of this.
So we'll be calling you again. Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
All the best.
Thank you all. Thank you.